Yes, folks, welcome. It's the 2-Minute Terminator. I'm Epatha McKinley. I am, in fact, at my mother's house recording this on the road. So, apparently, there's some painting and decorating going. Welcome to the show.
Ethan's high on the fumes already.
Oh, yeah. Feel the waves. Breathe the music. And hit the music.
I'm Ellie Fitzgerald, the other co-host of the 2-Minute Terminator, you fuck.
I am the fuck, Epatha McKinley. This is the 2-Minute Terminator. Hit the music.
Watch out for machines, they're unstoppable. Watch out for machines, they will rule the world.
And we're back. Right, we are going, listeners, from the 1 hour 38 minute mark to the 1 hour 40 mark. So that's 98 minutes to 100 minutes. No, that's not right, is it? That is right.
Jesus. You've had more sleep than I have this weekend. What's your excuse?
Just age.
Just hate the general public.
Well, actually, it's quite a timely episode because it's the 50th episode.
Oh wow!
Of this season.
What?
I mean, pound for pound.
So it's the 50th and it's the 100th minute.
No, the 100th minute was last week.
Oh, that is a letdown.
You've ruined it.
It was actually quite a shock when you made the screen small and you showed us actually how many episodes we've done on YouTube, you know, and you made it all small.
Yeah.
And that's what she said. And it's just like, fucking hell, man, I can't believe you've actually done this many.
I know you're a broadcaster now.
Huh?
I said you're a broadcaster now.
I know. Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet baby
had a very
Jesus.
long and tedious day at work. Couldn't. Yeah. I got in and I got out, and that was about it. I was meant to go to the gym, but luckily the gym was cancelled this evening. So I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. I can just go home and podcast and eat and then get a nice early night. So feel privileged, people. How was your journey? You had an audition today.
I did. Before we get, I guess, the Terminator stuff, I did in fact have an audition day just for a crappy commercial. But it was for like a turn of the century artist around 1900. So my moustache and beard, I twisted the ends of my moustache. I look like a shitty hipster from Silver Lake, if you're in Los Angeles.
Are you fucking joking me?
Or someone from Shoreditch if you're in London. Take your pick of your hipster hangouts. But yeah, I twisted my tash.
Asshole. If you're a hipster from Shoreditch, you have to be called a Shore bitch.
Or a Shore dick.
Sure. Now I'm just on to Dick Miller, which brings it back to Terminator.
Which was episode 10, I believe.
Indeed. So what bookmarks this episode? What happens at the beginning? What happens at the end?
Well, the minute, as I said, is 98 minutes into 100 minutes. So it's an hour and 38 minutes to an hour and 40 minutes. It's episode 50. Sarah takes aim at a Belming Dyson.
And does her best.
If anyone wants to know what I'm talking about, it's actually the cover art for this episode. And it ends with Sarah coming to her senses as the brave Danny Dyer. Danny Dyer? Danny Dyson, sorry.
Danny Dyer?
Danny Dyer's a British EastEnders actor who talks like that. He's a fucking geezer, isn't he?
Who used to be quite good, but then just totally went to shit.
I don't know. When did he start being good, Ellie?
I really liked him. When did he stop being good?
Yeah.
Well, he kind of... The first thing I ever saw Danny Dyer in was, I think, The Business. I quite enjoyed that. I thought he was quite good in that. And then I saw him in some other movie where he was playing a similar... Actually, no, that's a lie. The first movie I ever saw Danny Dyer in was Human Traffic.
Yeah.
Which was fucking awesome, because that was when I first started partying and riding the MDMA waves, and I was like, oh my God, man, this movie, it just it just explains the ecstasy experience amazingly well. So yeah, I thought he was great in that. That scene when he's in the back of the car in the taxi, and he's talking about Peter Andre, thumb screws. I thought that was incredible. I enjoyed him in The Business. I thought he was good in that. I also saw him in some weird film. It's like a zombie film with Simon Pegg in. I think it's Simon Pegg. Well, they all go into the woods and have to stay in this place, and they're all like getting fucked up on drugs, but there's zombies involved. I remember that being quite funny. But then I think he just started regurgitating the same kind of like, I'm a Cockney geezer, and then he went into EastEnders, and I was just like, oh,
well, you have to play your type, don't
and then
you? Right?
Sorry, say that again. I lost you.
I said you have to play your type. Severance is the film you're talking about, right? 2006.
Yes, that is the one.
Yeah. I don't know. I suppose as Danny Dyer, you are kind of like, that's your niche, isn't it? He's like a British diamond geezer, East End kind of Cockney geezer kind of actor, isn't he? He presented a few documentaries.
Yeah, it just... Which, I think I watched one about like heroin addicts in California or something like that. That was pretty grim.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know, just like Danny Dyer on it's like fucking Ross Kemp on Gangs. I mean, come on.
Who's the more legitimate presenter?
Oh God, don't make me choose. You are.
Well, Danny, of course, his stuff is linked under the notes of this show. So if you want to look up who Danny Dyer is, you are linked.
Danny Dyer's become pretty dire. He's in fucking EastEnders. Come on. He's joined Albert Square. I say no more.
Anyway, to the listeners who want some Terminator content, as I said before...
Do we have any facts?
We do. Basically, it starts...
Attack!
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
And you've gone back to your original fact attack. That's it. Turn it
Oh,
down.
no, I was going to mix it up with something else.
Well, don't do that yet. I was just going to say, Sarah takes aim at a Belming Dyson. And it ends the 2 minutes bridging that gap. It finishes with John comforting Sarah. She comes to her senses after deciding not to shoot Dyson when Danny Dyson, not Danny Dyer. Oh, don't shoot me, Dad.
Oh, fuck.
Just for the record, Danny Dyer is a British white East End Cockney geezer actor and would never be confused a million years with Broadway superstar Joe Morton playing Miles Dyson, who is a black gentleman, his son. So, sorry, I mean, Devon Dixon, who plays Danny Dyson, comes in between the gun and obviously his Joe Morton, his dad, Miles Dyson, and goes, "Don't shoot my daddy." So she comes to her senses and doesn't, and she stops being the machine, basically. She's trying to psych herself into shooting him, and I guess she doesn't. I guess... Actually, I've got a question. It's a bit of an ethical question.
Oh.
Or an Ebonics question. If the Terminator was set in the 1960s, would Sarah have to work so hard to have shot Miles Dyson? You killed the zombie Flanders. He was a zombie. You shot the black inventor. He was an inventor. That kind of thing.
He was an inventor? Hello there.
Basically, yeah, there is a close-up. Here's your fact attack. There is a close-up with Sarah's finger on the gun. I don't know what kind of gun it is. Didn't look into that. Maybe Spalding, one of our listeners can mention it. But as Sarah's finger is going onto the gun, it is in fact the finger.
Sounding very sexy.
It is in fact the finger of second assistant editor Kelly Tartan.
What? Why is it not Sarah's finger?
Because it's a pickup shot. Usually if they shoot something out of sequence or there's a little bit, maybe James Cameron wanted, I guess, some intonation that her finger was like teetering on the brink of pulling the trigger, and they didn't get that shot with Linda Hamilton playing Sarah Connor. I suppose they went, "Oh, who's a woman in this room?" And Kelly Tartan went, "I'm a woman," and they went, "Show us your fingers, Kelly." She's like, "Here they are." Ooh, a pianist.
Show us your fingers, Kelly. God, this is sounding like some really dodgy 1970s porno movie.
Yeah, so she gave Cameron basically the scissor and twist technique, and with lots of lube and Vaseline. Yeah. So basically, the close-up of the finger on the gun is in fact Kelly Tartan, or the hand basically holding the gun is Kelly Tartan. There is a slight.
So it wasn't even necessarily like a hand model, just whoever was around at the time.
So basically, yeah, the hand is Kelly Tartan. Now, Kelly Tartan, weirdly, worked with my last guest on the Questionable podcast, Bill and Ted star, Alex Winter. She was the sound effects editor on Freaked, the 1993 kind of Circus Carney film, which I think was his kind of co-directorial debut with Tom Stern. That stars Randy Quaid, Brooke Shields, William Sadler, who played brilliantly one of the all-time greatest movie characters, though he doesn't get any shine. William Sadler, who played Death. And
amazing. I thought he was the best in it.
He was. And that film always weirdly gets...
Battleship.
Best of 3. Damn right. Yeah. He never gets mentioned in lists of, like, greatest movie characters.
Yeah, he was awesome. I might go to TG as him.
Well, you kind of did to that party with Saskia last week. With your white face.
With my white face.
You should post that picture on the T2
like
page.
Before, so
basically, yeah, she's...
Weirdly,
weirdly, she kind of stopped working after 1993, so who knows what happened to her, but she's worked on The Perfect Match as sound editor, The Big Picture, Aloha Summer, The Unholy, Flowers in the Attic, Sister Sister. Catherine Bigelow, who was James Cameron's, I think, second wife, or she dated him at least. Catherine Bigelow directed the James Cameron-produced Point Break, amazing movie. But this lady... Kelly Tartan, she was the sound effects editor on Near Dark, which is the vampire film you have still yet to see with it's kind of like the Aliens cast reunion. It's Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen, and Jeanette Goldstein, who plays John Connor's foster mum in Terminator 2, bringing it back to Terminator.
That obviously made a wonderful team.
The Wanted Dead or Alive, the Rutger Hauer kind of bounty hunter film, April Fool's Day, and Welcome to 18. Now, visual effects... Heart and Souls, Dennis the Menace, the thing you mentioned the other day with Walter Matthau, RoboCop 3, Toys, Dick Tracy, and The Babe. Now, I don't know what's happened to this poor woman, but Peter and the Wolf was her last her last film entry after True Lies and Terminator 2, apprentice editor. Peter and the Wolf. Maybe she died, but she worked on all Cameron's films.
Maybe she just had a family.
Assistant editor on The Abyss, Harlem Nights, apprentice editor.
Oh, wow.
Which is the Richard Pryor kind of Eddie Murphy, I guess, speakeasy kind of rum-running, Prohibition kind of comedy set in the 30s. But yeah, what happened to this woman?
Fuck knows. Maybe she started a family. That generally seems to be when successful women chuck in the towel.
Yes.
They get up the duff and they're going, well, do you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to look after a kid now.
Which is something that I think never gets mentioned in the unfair or fair pay gap with women, which apparently is a myth. But obviously women have...
Yes, but our lovely gay friend does bring that argument to the table, which got dispelled very quickly by this other...
Well, women have different goals in life, I suppose, don't they? That's something you need to take into account. And we all, we're different. But hey, let's not get political. Mars Dyson's wife, as you mentioned on the other. Do you remember the other day?
I will never be able to look at her face without remembering that amazing advert that you did.
Well, it's Epatha Mekerson.
He's a 2-minute Terminator.
Who, yes, she did our ad for the Terminator.
I was actually listening to them today at work, and oh my god, it shit me up. Even though I've heard it, I don't know how many times. So I actually listened to the YouTube editions. And it came on, and I actually, because I'm allowed to listen to YouTube at work, but you're not meant to have it up on the screen. But there was no way I could not. And there she was with her face just gibbering away. It's fucking incredible. I love it.
Well, you need to send that out. Gibbering. You need to put that on Facebook with a link to the YouTube page and say, please subscribe to my channel.
I will indeed.
You need to
subscribe the shit out of it.
We've got 10 subscribers. Any listeners out there, if you wouldn't mind going to the 2 Minute Terminator YouTube channel and subscribing, we would appreciate it.
It literally takes you 0.1 of a second to do it.
It does. And it gives you all the updates you need for our show.
Exactly.
So what have you got to say about the
I love
the clip, Eleanor?
I love the little noise that little Danny, not Danny Dyer, little Danny Black Boy makes.
Devon Dixon?
As Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, as he walks over to Dyson, obviously he's bleeding, he's going to make sure he's all right. And little Danny looks up and goes, It's like a proper rabbit in the headlights. Just thought it looked quite funny. And we also see a lovely tender moment between Sarah and John.
Yes, that rounds
She's
out
like,
the minute.
You came to stop me. Like,
You
of course I did, man.
choose me. Now the magazines next to.
Don't even start. I was gonna say, why are all the magazines on the fucking tables like estate and like make your house look lovely?
You mean
I was literally just about to talk about the magazines.
The kind of magazines that someone who's not really thought about Miles Dyson's character and just grabs some stuff.
It looks like a show.
It's a show home, isn't it? And we've lost Ellie. We've lost the link.
We've
Oh,
got,
you're back.
Good housekeeping.
Yeah, it's
estate.
like house beautiful, good. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think Miles
And then
Dyson's
there's
wife is
another
like
one on another
a
table
real
as
estate
well.
person? Maybe she's a real estate person.
Nah. I wouldn't buy a fucking house of someone that looked like the Predator.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Well, what do the other magazines say?
I'm
The
not-
ones that are on the side of interior design. Okay. Thing is,
It just
it's
looks like they've just bought this house.
well. Here's the weird thing. Like, all right, everyone. If you are following and watching the clip, it's 1 hour 38 minutes and 45 seconds. Epatha Mekerson, Joe Morton, and Devon Dixon are cowering on the floor. Now, Epatha Mekerson and Devon Dixon are on the right of the screen. Now, if you look at the magazines behind them, even weirder than the ones by Joe Morton, who plays Miles Dyson, on the coffee
The
table.
way they're splayed out.
One, the way they're splayed out, and two, actually, if you look at them, there are 4 magazines there, and 3 of them are the exact same copy of interior design. Can you see that?
They could have really spiced it up. What could they have put there? They could have put like, I don't know, a Playboy, maybe at least one Good Housekeeping.
Yeah, and then like a
They
ladies'
could have had,
magazine
like a Dandy
or
a Beano,
yeah.
Vogue, fucking Country Life. I don't know. Yeah, no, bad magazine placement.
Well,
Or maybe
and
they
multiple
got
magazine places. Well,
Paid a
like I
shitload
said.
of money to have those magazines in there.
Well, here's my go on. What's your theory apart from what you've just said?
My theory on what? Why it's all like this?
Why those magazines? The clue for my theory is the repeat of the magazines. I think this is a show home,
Well, maybe
which is obviously selling all the houses in that row as you do with the show home, and it's got all magazines on the
Indeed.
desk, and they haven't bothered to kind of swap out the magazines that belong to that home. So that's why you've literally got 3 copies of interior design, and there's like a blue interior design in amongst all the the exact same copies of the same bloody magazine.
Maybe the people that designed the inside of this house are actually the people from that magazine. So maybe it's just actual like subconscious product marketing. I don't know. What's your theory?
Well, I've just said my theory. It's either a show home or it's the people who interior designers live there, and those are the magazines they've got. And
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, grab some
I reckon
magazines.
so.
Oh, there's a pile of the same magazine. Whatever, no one will notice. And then
Whatever, just chuck it in.
this podcast
There's
happened.
black people crying on the floor. No one will notice. Little did they know that we would be ripping this film apart piece by piece, cog by cog.
Well, I think a lot of filmmakers
Bolt
didn't
by
realise
bolt.
the technology people would have in the future, that you could literally, the crispness of, I guess, Blu-ray or,
There's Ethan McKinley's ear again. I still didn't get a photo of your ear. You literally have the same ears as Sarah Connor. The slightly pointy, really small kind of pixie ear.
what she does or I do.
You motherfucker! It's all your fault. Who do we think's lips are bigger, Sarah's or Mars's?
Who's got bigger lips?
Who's got the bigger lips? And who's crying more? Why is he resting his head on that table as well? Surely you just lay flat. That's got to be really uncomfortable.
It is, but I think that's the least of his worries right now. And there's a crazy white woman pointing a gun at him.
I know, but when he lands on the floor, he doesn't land with his head on the table. He's literally just propped his head up on that table, and he's just kind of like having an epileptic fit.
Well,
I mean, granted, he's terrified. He's been shot in the shoulder.
Yeah, and he's in shock.
And he's in shock, but surely your head kind of like bobbing around on, I don't know what that is, a fucking granite coffee table. That's just making your life 10 times worse.
That is.
Like, oh, I really wish I could say the word. Oh. Chill, boy. Sorry. One day it will be acceptable to say that word.
What, black boy?
It's like in, no, the N word. But I'm not going to use it, so you'd have to spend ages, like, editing and cutting bits out.
Yeah.
Or putting bleep noises. That could be really funny.
We need like a sneeze button on. If it was a proper radio setup, you'd have a thing called a sneeze button or a bleep button where you could like bleep out words, or if you were gonna sneeze, you could like.
Or like an Alan Partridge and have a cow going.
Indeed.
Indeed. Did you have anything more you want to say about this episode? This has been quite a short episode.
It has, but I think we covered everything.
I think we did.
I'm gonna go with Sarah's lips.
Sarah's. We're at that moment. I'm gonna say, maybe actually. I think Sarah's got a bigger top lip and Miles has got a bit bigger bottom lip. So, should the twain meet, they'd create quite the fish.
A mulatto version of Sophie.
Yeah. Well, no, Sophie's lips are quite like. In like length, they're quite small. They're quite roundish, aren't they? But they're just really thick. We'll leave Ethan in that moment to just think about his ex-wife's lips. Have you heard from her today?
I haven't.
Did you discuss with her your commercial?
No.
Will you be watching The Bastard Executioner tonight?
No. Oh, I know what I did. This is boring now for the listeners, but I
did.
My Harley Davidson 1990 Bike Week Daytona Beach vest turned up.
Oh my god! And?
He came out one of the laundry bags at the unit in Neasden, so after the audition I raced to Neasden, grabbed it, and then got the train. Just managed to get the train.
Oh my god, and is it still the same size and shape and everything?
Oh yeah. And it still smells of Chanel.
Yay! Didn't I fucking tell you? I was like, you'll get it, dude. And you went, oh, I won't. It's a big company. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, they'll find it, man. It's cool. See, your luck is changing, my dear.
My luck's changing for the better every day.
Exactly.
Okay, well.
Let's wrap this up. Thank you so much for listening, peeps.
We shall return, obviously, tomorrow. This week, hopefully, it's all been set in stone. I'll be talking to alternative historian, world-famous author, documentary maker, Graham Hancock, who postulates the pyramids are over 11 or 12,000 years old. The Earth was an advanced culture. I'm not sure if it was more advanced than it is now, but a cosmic cataclysm. Essentially, an asteroid hitting the Earth, creating like an ice age and an extinction level event, killing everything on the planet, and humanity had to crawl back from the brink. And a few of those monuments are still around, like the pyramids, the site at Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, lots of places, Atlantis, the Atlantis legends, all that stuff. Easter Island, yeah, if you're interested in anything to do with Atlantis or ancient civilization, Egypt, pyramids, was it aliens, did we come from Mars, who knows? That show will be out this weekend.
So you've actually got like a date that you're going to do it with him?
Yeah, he said Thursday morning at 10 a.m, which is not good because
I'm so excited.
I'm no good in the morning.
So then just try and go to bed early. Wake up at 8.
Oh no, I'm going to do that. I'm going to
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to train myself for the next few days.
You'll be good to go.
I will be good to go.
Although Ethan, the book is here.
I know. But the book is, not, well, I'll work it out.
That was just so I could get his fucking email.
Well, weirdly, looking back at it, I already had it anyway. I mean, I think after sorry, listeners, this is kind of like a post-mortem after the show. You can, in fact, tune out. There's no more Terminator left. We shall return tomorrow with Terminator. But me and Alex at the time, based on him going, oh, it's, my email is da-da-da-da, and then Joe Rogan cutting him off 2 years ago on his podcast, going, no, you'll get emailed by loads of people. But
You actually got it right.
No, well, we worked it out. So everything we got was except @ and then it was at Gmail, and it was either .com, .net, Google Mail. It could have been one of those.
As opposed to female.com.
Yeah, so we literally sent it out to every possible kind of email. So he must have got it. But as I've found,
he just thought, fuck the...
when I've emailed him in the week, you never get a response. When you email him at the weekends, I guess when he's there, he gets back to you. And that's what I did this Saturday. And within 2 hours, he got back to me and said, can you email me on the day to remind me that we've got a podcast on Thursday? And I was like, okay, that doesn't sound good.
No, but I think he'll be a man of his word. I have faith in Graham. He wants to spread the word. So, fuck, man, I'm so excited. This is probably going to be my most, favourite guests on your show.
Well, mine too. It's just I just need not to go to pieces, have my shit together, research-wise especially, and ask good questions.
I don't understand why you get like that, though. You're
because
so not that guy.
Because if I was in the room with them and it was okay and we were just us two talking, it would be fine. But I have so many other things to worry about when I talk to them. I've got to make sure the sound desk is working. I've got to make sure the levels are working. I have to make sure all the fail safes are working.
Live, by the way?
Huh?
Do we have any idea where he lives?
Yeah, he comes from Bath.
Bath.
Which is near
I've
Bristol,
just noticed
right?
that there's a graveyard of fucking tiny miniature Tic Tac boxes, all to one side of my desk. Sweet baby Jesus, Ethan, how many did you go through?
Quite a lot. I was working very hard at the weekend to bring to bear all the...
Oh my god!
I had to put all the, obviously, the Terminator shows on YouTube and catch up with all that stuff.
19, 20, 21, 22, 24.
So yes,
I'm sure
listeners,
I can find a use.
Tune in for that...
Tomorrow!
Well, tune in tomorrow for this show, obviously, and this Thursday, obviously, Graham Hancock will be gracing at the airwaves for the weekend.
Yeah.
Which hopefully will be the show that
We can just
kicks this show into gear and puts us on the map and makes, not this show, but the questionable show, and obviously gets things moving, I guess, and makes it easier to kind of locate.
Momentum.
Yeah. And then
you never know, through Graham, you could end up getting somebody else, of a similar... I still really would love it if you could get Bill Burr. I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep trying.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Anyway, everyone, thank you for listening.
I have one final thing that I want to say.
Go on.
One final thing I want to say. I have a request for John Nichols. Can John Nichols please replace little Danny's face in this scene when he's carrying down on the floor going, "Don't hurt my daddy," to Danny Dyer, because I just think that would be fucking incredible. That is your mission, John.
Well, Ellie, I think you need to send John a screen grab.
Okay, I will. I'll send him a screen grab. And
By the way,
has to
John,
put
you
Danny
don't
Dyer's face.
you don't need to do this. And also, John, if you
He
could,
doesn't need to, but he...
I want John to, more importantly, resend the exact information for this T-shirt place that you mentioned in the middle of an industrial estate nearby, so I can get T-shirts made for the listeners we've made promises to and get them sent around the globe.
Around the globe.
Maybe if John's got an hour or two, we can drive down the motorway or something. I don't know.
Yeah! Road trip. You love those, don't you?
To get rid of a body.
Anyway, hasta la vista.
Baby.
Watch out for machines.